This is part 2 of the story series. Something that I noticed that I didn't talk about in the first part of the series is our beginning was controlled by whoever our guardian was. Parents, uncles, aunties, foster care systems. That wasn't controlled by us. And the end won't be controlled by us because we can't say when our last day is going to be, our last breath is going to be. But our middle is controlled by us. We get to write the middle. Sometimes it's a little messy. Sometimes it's a little exciting. It's filled with weddings, baby showers, drunken nights, birthdays, road trips, graduations, you name it. The middle is filled with whatever it is that we choose, for our middle. But I say, look at the middle as an opportunity and something that we can maximize too. Look at the middle as an opportunity. Number one, to mentor somebody younger than you that you wish you had when you were 12. Who do you wish that you could have confided in and told stuff to and been like, you know what, I'm getting bullied at school. There's some idiots that think, they can talk to me any kind of way. I remember when I was in middle school and I went to a private school, and it was very hard for my mom to afford going to private school. So I ended up going to a public school, of course, from 7th to 12th grade. And the girls just assumed we had money. And I'm like, girl, I live down the street from you. We don't. And they hated us. And it was a group of us that had came from the private school going into the middle school. And they hated us, And there were times that I really do wish I had somebody that I could, talk to about it, because I couldn't confide in my mom. My brother was going through the same thing. My friends, we had just all came to the same school together. So there was nobody really for me to talk to about what happened. There are some 12-year-olds that need you. They need your story. They need, some support, because kids now, they want to be heard and they want to be seen and they want to feel comfortable somewhere. And maybe you're that person that can provide that comfort for them. The second opportunity, I think, is that we should be grateful for our messy middle. It doesn't sound good. It's not an attractive story all the time, but I think we should be grateful for our messy middle. Maybe raising your siblings sucked for you and you hated that part. You wish you could have been a kid, but you learned so much. You learn stuff a little bit quicker. And you're a little bit more responsible than most adults, which is a good thing. And yes, it was hard and it wasn't fair, but you're here and there's so many things that you learn from that season of your life. I was in an abusive relationship and it sucked until I realized, maybe I shouldn't be in this relationship no more. I got to see in that relationship how much I truly loved and valued myself. Where my tank was and who was filling up my tank. As long as he said, I love you and I'm sorry, I was right back, which was dumb, because he would do the same thing. And it was a terrible place to be in, but it's a part of my story. And it's something that a little girl needs to hear, or a 21-year-old woman needs to hear, because that's when I went through it. I say 18, 19, 21, I went through that. And, I never should have been in that relationship, but it needs to be somebody. I needed somebody that connected with me to tell me, hey, wake up. This isn't cute and this isn't cool. Somebody I could trust and I could confide in. The third thing that I think is an opportunity, it's a way for us to bless other people. Even if it makes us a little uncomfortable, it's a way for us to bless other people. Because people are ready to see the unscripted, the unedited, the unperfect, the unhighlighted version of ourselves. Not the perfect us, not the one with the makeup. And I'm going to be so honest right now. I would have on bare minerals if I had not had a photo shoot today. If I had not had a photo shoot, I would have had on the most basic makeup, so plain, no eyeshadow. I would always have a popping lip, honey, because I love a lip. But I wouldn't have had on makeup today. It would have been off. I would have had on very bare makeup, bare minerals makeup, you know. And people want to see that because people want to know that you're not perfect. And you know what? I don't even edit my YouTube videos. People like, you need to edit them. They need to be perfect. No. Okay. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to miss words. I'm going to skip over words. I'm going to forget what I'm saying. You know, I got notes, you know, so I won't forget what it is that I want to highlight. But people want to see that, because it connects you with them, and it shows people that you are not plastic and that you don't have it all together and life isn't easy. And you know, it makes you more relatable, and people love somebody that they can relate to, because really both people get something. I'm gonna show up being myself, and you can show up being yourself. There's freedom in both as far as their relationship. And it's so funny because when Kevin Hart came out and told, you know, that he had cheated on his wife and everything they had been through, because I went to his show, and I really respected him. And I really wonder how many men were able to own up to what they did, or were comfortable with sharing, you know, knowing that they would have a lot of work to do after they shared that. And their wives would still, you know, stay with them. I really wonder how many people were able to be free from that, just from him owning up to his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows you like, okay, I have all these great things going on in my life, but I messed up, but I'm owning it. It's not a lot of people that own their stuff. And I respect him for that. I really do respect him. So I'm really interested in knowing how many other people like followed that example a little bit. I would be interested in knowing who did. And this is the thing. When we think we're getting away with something, we're not. Because our soul keeps record of everything. So whether we own up to it with our partner, or, you know, our friend, or whoever, our kids, our soul keeps track of everything. So we're not getting away with it. Even if we don't own up to it in that moment, we are not getting away with it at all, because forgiveness has not covered that, you know, or the bitterness hasn't left that situation. So we think we're getting away with it, but the truth is that we're not. So owning up to it is a really beautiful thing. Anyway, another opportunity that I think that our messy middle provides is it lays another brick, because it builds you a more sturdier you. You're not able to like go back and forth with the wind. You don't bend and you don't break easily. You know, it builds you up, because it gives you it gives you something to stand on. You know, it really blesses you, because it's not keeping you bound or keeping you down all the time when you talk about it. And you become a person who is more wiser, because you're able to use your story to not only build you up, grow you up, but bless other people. You want to share your story. It's something that is necessary. Why? Because I said in the first video, you're necessary and you matter. Your story matters. Every part. I gave the example of King David. You know, he wrote well, he didn't write majority of the Bible, but Psalms is pretty huge. The book of Psalms is pretty huge, you know, and he mattered. He was necessary. He was a great king, even despite, you know, the one story everybody brings up, you know, he still was a great king. So my point to you is your story is necessary. Your story matters, and there's somebody that is waiting to hear it. I'm going to share in part 3 of this series how you can share it for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all on the next video.